I'm Wendy Goss with eXp Realty, and I am supporting small businesses on Saturdays, as promised. So today we are here at Wild West Guns, one of my favorite places to shop for guns and ammo, and it's a really good friend of mine too, so I'm super excited about this video. So let's go check out and see what Jeremy has. Okay. Hi there. This is Jeremy, my really good friend here at Wild West Guns, and he is going to give us some information about what he has here.
Yep.
When did this all start?
Well, kind of a long story because it started 32 years ago. So we opened our shop in Anchorage, Alaska in 32 years ago. I was the first official sweeper, garbage taker, outer, toilet scrubber. And my dad pretty much worked on guns, and we had a few people that worked in a little tiny small space that was, you know, a good stretch. You could touch both sides of the wall. So,
oh my.
Yeah, so it was definitely an interesting experience and to kind of grow. We were competitive shooters. We did a lot of shooting out in the world, and any good competitive shooter turns into a really good gunsmith because you have to keep your stuff going, just like any good race car driver is a good mechanic, right? So, so you learn how to push guns to the limit, and then you also learn how to build guns that can go all the way to the limit. So as we got going and started doing things a little bit more, and my dad got a little older, he stopped competitive shooting and started hunting more, and then he started guiding and doing a bunch of other stuff. So then our stuff transitioned over to more of a hunting market. And of course, when we're in Alaska, you hunt big things, and big things hunt you. So, so we, as professional hunters and guides, we spent a lot of time trying to decide what was a good way to protect ourselves and our clients from bears. And then we came up with our flagship, which is a co-pilot rifle. And the rest is all 30 years of history. So
when did Vegas store get opened up?
The Vegas store opened will be 11 years ago on the 4th of July. It'll be 11 years. Yep. So
so is your dad still running the store there?
Yep. So the Anchorage store still runs. My dad's kind of, you know, he's kind of slowly stepping away and,
yeah,
you know, and spending a little time, you know, doing his thing and enjoying life while.
And he's here a lot.
Yeah, he's here a lot.
I see that, and
yeah,
I'm like,
he spends a little more time here in the winter than he usually does. I think he just, you know, he's been in Alaska for a long time, and I think the cold's finally starting to get to him. So he spends a little bit more time down here in the summers, which I think was, or excuse me, in the winters, which I think was always his plan. And then of course
that was the plan. We'll open up a store in Vegas.
Then the summers he'll spend up in Alaska, and so it works out pretty good for him. So we do have a hunting and fishing lodge up there. So in the summer he runs that, take people fishing and stuff like that. But we've been here for 11 years. It's been great. We're a little different than what most Vegas gun stores are, and that's kind of been our niche. Is you know, there's a lot of them that you know, the Glocks and ARs and AKs and stuff like that, but we're probably one of the only ones that specializes in like hunting rifles, competition guns, things like that. Not that we don't do the AKs and the Glocks and the ARs and the stuff like that, but our primary focus is building our custom competition guns and our custom hunting rifles and takedown rifles. So
right, and you're still in competition shooting too, right?
We still compete every weekend. I have a team of about 6 or 8 people that shoot with us. Most of them work here. And then also my son, who is 11 now, shoots and travels with us all over.
No way.
So we're getting ready to go to our first major match in Colorado. So not only do we build guns and fix guns and work on guns, but we spend every weekend shooting them. So it's always about guns. Everything's about guns. So if I'm not running and gunning, we're jeeping someplace or working on jeeps.
Yeah, and your
or working
son's
on
going to
guns.
be working here soon.
Yep, yeah, he'll be working here too. Yep, so yep. That's
perfect.
Exactly it.
Oh, I love that he's shooting. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
he's actually done really well. He's actually won a couple of junior titles and things like that. So he's doing pretty good. He started when he was 8. I wouldn't let him compete until, you know, after a little experience. But now he's 11 and he's done his second or third year. Of course, COVID kind of messed everything up, but it gave us a lot of time to really focus and practice. But he now does really well, and he gets a lot of followers and a lot of attention. There's not a lot of 11-year-olds running around shooting guns.
Right.
And then the guys look up their scores and they realize that he just beat half the field, you know, so they just got beat by an 11-year-old.
That's Jeremy's son.
So it's a little humbling. We've been there before, but it is a little
cool.
humbling. And he does it. He's one of those guys that's just a natural at it. So he doesn't. It doesn't phase him, and he just shoots pretty quick. And then he just kind of looks at me and kind of goes, "Okay, can I get back to my iPad now?"
Oh my God, that's funny. Did that.
Yep. So it's definitely a family thing. I shot my first match with my dad. My dad still comes and shoots with us. Matter of fact, he's going to Colorado with us, so all 3 generations will be shooting one match.
Oh my
so,
gosh, that's
yep.
cool.
So that'll be a lot of fun. So we do a lot of that stuff. So it's not just a company for us or a business for us. It's
about family.
It's a lifestyle. It's a family thing. I always tell people we don't have Thanksgiving dinner. We have board meetings where we eat turkey.
That you killed.
Yeah, that's where it turns into. Yes, that we killed. Matter of fact, there's the tail right there on the wall. So.
Okay. Well, so with the pandemic, I know everybody's talking about it, and everybody's saying that supplies are limited.
Sure.
And they can't get stuff. Is that
that
affecting you
was
guys?
the case at first, and a lot of the stuff that our biggest thing has always obviously been ammo. Guns they can build faster.
Right.
Ammo's a little harder.
You guys can build your own gun.
Yeah, there's only a couple of places that make primers, and so primers are always going to be the hang up because there's only a few places in the country that makes them. So of course they're shifting into high gear, and of course the same company that makes them also makes bullets. So if they're going to corner the market and do that, the other big problem too is they figured there was 4.5 million new gun owners. The pandemic brought on a bunch of
Isn't
new
that
gun
crazy?
owners.
I know all the people that were anti-gun got a gun.
Everybody that was anti-gun realized that, I now understand the reason why you're going to need one.
Yep.
And so they all come in and bought one. And like literally panic bought. You thought toilet paper was bad, guns went just as bad. So, and this is Trigger.
Funny.
Trigger's
Trigger.
You're gonna have a gun dog. Got to name him Trigger.
Trigger happy.
He's the trigger happy dog. Yep. So
That's
Trigger's the gun
awesome.
dog that doesn't understand what interview time is. So, but
He's like,
gonna
nope, it's all
he's
about
ready
me.
to work the counter and help out. It's all a family thing here.
Oh my gosh, but he's the best in sales.
Yeah. So with the ammo, then now you have roughly 4 million new gun owners.
Right.
They all bought 4 million more boxes of ammo to go with their guns. So that's what generated the shortage. Is nobody really anticipated this, and then all of a sudden it was there. And so the more you, okay, go on, man. we're trying to do business here. He's like, oh,
awesome.
look, now he's all sad.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But it's all coming back, as you can see. You
guys look
I'm not
pretty
nearly
full
as
here.
stocked as I was before, but I do have quite a bit. A lot of the gun stores I see, a lot of the other places are posting up different things. So check around your local gun store. They probably have something, or at least the prices are going to be up there for a while because that's just the way it is. It'll all come back down. It always does.
Yeah.
So just watch who you vote for and go from there.
Right. Awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, I thank you guys for doing what you
hopefully-
do. I think it's a great thing to focus on small businesses. As a
I
small
love
business
it.
owner yourself, the
Yep.
hustle and
I know.
the grind and the
I
sleepless
know. Well,
nights.
I was like, I know how to market homes, and
Yeah.
I know how to, digitally market to the world.
Yeah.
Why am I not helping other people?
Yep. Well,
So
we
we
greatly
decided to
appreciate
do
it,
that.
and we appreciate the opportunity to be here, and we're glad you thought of us. So thank you very much for coming and seeing us, and thank you guys for paying attention all this time.
I know. My dad was upset. He goes, "You didn't tell me we were going to a gun store. I would have filled my pocket with cash."
You can always come back, sir.
All right. Very good. Well, thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you very much for coming by.